Hey guys, I'm behind door number 1 and welcome back to my channel. I wanted to talk a little bit about what's going on with YouTube and why it's kind of a scary thing. If you're not aware of what's going on, I'm going to leave a link to Philip DeFranco's video, but pretty much what's going on is that YouTube is taking away the ads for several videos of countless creators because they're not ad friendly. So it's pretty much, I'm not going to get into the fact that it's censorship or anything like that because obviously it is. And of course it is in their rights to do this and all this stuff, but that's not what I want to focus on in this video because we all already know that. And it's bullshit and we're all mad about it, but that's not what I wanted to talk specifically about. What I wanted to talk about is the fact that with the websites in general, there's always kind of like an iffiness. Like, there's always going to be something new just around the corner. Like with MySpace, even while it was blowing up, just like that it died because of Facebook. Like, it's very easy for something to take over and become an easier to use system, an easier to use platform for creators and just for people in general. So when that new platform arrives and people are already having issues with the first platform, it's very easy for them to jump ship. And what's freaky about that is, like, not only am I a YouTuber, but like I watch YouTube a lot. And with YouTube kind of like pushing out, it seems like they're kind of pushing out creators, certain creators. So, like, PewDiePie has a ton of videos that have been disabled. Rob Dyke, Philip DeFranco, all these big channels are getting like all their ads taken out. And these are people who like pay rent, like make a living off of their channels. It doesn't affect us small channels so much because we're already making like nothing on our channel. We're already like not basing our financial income off of our videos on YouTube. And one of the big things that drew people to YouTube was the fact that they could create whatever they wanted to and like just express themselves freely on a platform and get ad revenue from it and like base their living off of it. And they could build a connection with their audiences, they could build a connection with a community, and it was this really cool thing. But if it starts censoring itself, if it starts making it so that you can't talk about depression, there's people's videos who were talking about acne and like solutions to acne, and people just reporting the news that are getting their ads taken away because it's not advertising friendly or whatever. And that freaks me out because if that happens to enough people are just going to start jumping ship onto a new platform. And when that happens, YouTube is just going to die out. Like, that is going to happen eventually, but it feels like this might be the final nail in the coffin. And if this happens to enough people, if it doesn't get solved quickly enough, and if a new platform were to rise right now, a lot of our favorite YouTubers might just hop over to it, to a different site. Like, all of these groups might just jump platform. And so it's kind of like, what does that mean for us small channels? Do we also need to jump platforms soon? Do we need to jump ship and go on a different site? Like, I feel like YouTube is getting to a point where it's getting harder and harder for creators to create, that as soon as something better pops up, people are just gonna be like, well, fuck YouTube, and jump over there. And if it's not something that everyone likes, that everyone agrees with, then we might be losing some YouTubers. We might be losing a lot of the smaller channels. We might be losing some of the big channels that don't want to move. Like, if not everyone wants to restart on another platform, then we might be losing some of the people that we've grown accustomed to watching. Like, that's kind of a freaky thought to me. And it's like, what about for us small channels, people who have started out within the last year? What does it mean for us? Are we all going to jump ship too? If we do, are we gonna have to start from the bottom again and maintain our fan base? Or is it just gonna be like a jumbled mess? Like, what's gonna happen here? Because YouTube has a lot of issues. It is not perfect in any sense. And the more that they fight their creators and push away their biggest creators, the more likely it is that they're going to die out soon. The more likely that YouTube itself is just going to die out to another competitor soon. Granted, I can't think off the top of my head of another like creative platform like this, but it doesn't mean that they're not there, and they might be gaining popularity very soon. And so it's just kind of like, what's gonna happen here? Like, what is all this change? Because this is not the first time that YouTube has done a huge change, pissed off a lot of people, and then they go back and fix it and hope that like everyone's okay with it now. Like, YouTube does a lot of shit and then they take it back and they're like, oh, sorry, my bad. And it feels like they try to overstep boundaries that break what the site's all about. Because like I said, the site's all about just creative people creating what they want to create and building communities and like talking to each other and eventually possibly making a living off of it. Like, I don't know. It's a scary thought to think that we might be about to jump ship. I don't know. I have no intention of doing that, and because this hasn't even personally affected me yet. None of my videos have lost their AdSense. None of it yet. But it's freaky to me that like 90% of the people that I watch have been affected by this. And I swear a lot in my videos. I swear all the time. I play controversial games that like talk about real shit. I've talked about my depression on my channel. I've talked about like real shit that's not really, I guess, ad friendly, and yet they haven't targeted me yet. And so I'm not sure how they're finding videos, if it's just because it's obviously not a blanket platform of like this is what you're not allowed to talk about, because a lot of channels aren't being affected, and it seems very targeted about who is being affected. So it's very strange to me, because like I said, a lot of the reasons that other people have had their AdSense taken away, I do that shit too. Like, I do that a lot. I swear, a lot. I talk about very, I guess, controversial things, like real things. And I don't censor myself for that. And yet none of my videos have been affected, and theirs have. And I get that they're more in the spotlight, but if it's not like a actual formula of like what you can and cannot do, then it seems very targeted. You know what I mean? Because if it was an actual formula of like, this is what you can and cannot do, and this is how we find if you're doing something you're not supposed to do, then it would be affecting small channels too. It would be affecting everyone. Everyone has broken these rules once or twice, so what exactly is it that they have a problem with? You know what I mean? But I guess that's just something we're gonna find out. We're gonna just have to wait and see what happens. If a new platform does rise, I would never do anything without communicating it to you guys first. I wouldn't just hop ship and let this channel die. Like, we'll figure out what's gonna happen when it happens. It's just freaky to me to think that not all of our YouTube friends or like people that we like to watch, not all of them will jump ship. Not all of them, some of them might just use it as a reason to end their career and like start working in the real world, you know? Like, we don't know. And each person's gonna be different about that. But if something like that were to happen, I fully intend to continue to create. I have no intention of just like ending what I'm doing. I'll just have to move platform if that's what ends up happening. But I have no intention of like leaving you guys. So if I do jump ship to another site, I hope that you guys follow me over there. Maybe we'll just start streaming shit on Twitch. I don't fucking know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure this out together. But for now, we're just gonna stay on this site. We're gonna ride this out and see what happens. Okay? But let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Like, does this thing freak you out? Is this the first time you've heard of it? I'm gonna link, like I said, I'm gonna link Billy D's, like, video in the description. I'm also gonna link Rob Dyke's Twitter, because he talks about it a lot on there. And you can see, like, they've really destroyed his channel in a lot of ways, because he talks about some dark, real shit. And both of them are like kind of like news channels almost, in the sense that they talk about events that happen in the world. So I don't know, but I'll link both of those in the description below if this is the first time you've heard about it, which, by the way, where have you been? Have you been living under a rock? Let me know. Anyways, but I really want to know what your thoughts are on this. Do you think that the channel is, or not the channel itself, do you think that the site is dying? Have you heard of another video creative site kind of like YouTube that's rising? Because I'm really curious what your thoughts are on this. But I guess that's it for now. In the meantime, subscribe to see more of my face, and hopefully I'll see your face in the next video. Okay? Bye!